biggest pet peeve with people that be their favorite line. It's, oh, you just a casual fan. So I just looking for all you super boxing lover people. I better go get y'all tickets for this Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney fight. It's coming up.
They were saying because of the location.
Where they fighting? They in Vegas, right?
Nah, New York, like Bronx.
No, I think they're at the Barclays Center.
That's a smaller.
But I'm saying they saying that's not a fight city. Like nobody.
Shit, Javante that sold his joint out. He had one in the Barclays Center. He sold it out. I want to say that was a joint. He had a little baby bring him out.
He big and he from Philly. I mean, Baltimore, so that's close.
Yeah, but what do that matter? If you really like that, you got to be. So this is my
yeah. If you really like that, you gonna sell out anyway.
Because perfect example. Even and I can tie this in with Kayla Clark with her first game against the Las Vegas Aces. They moving it to from wherever Vegas. I mean, the Aces normally play it. They moving it to the T-Mobile Arena because they hold 8,000 more people. So if you really like that, you really like that. That's my whole point. Is I think sometimes people, because most people don't understand the business. It's cool. You can sit here and say, "Oh, you only a casual." I don't care what you can call me a casual to everything in life. One thing I understand is business and marketing. I may not know nothing else, but I know how to market some shit, and I understand. I take my time to pay attention to the business model to understand the audience of shit. I know for a fact that Devin Haney don't have the it thing to him that Tank got. Don't get it twisted. The little Ryan Garcia kid, he people.
Neither one of them do for real.
But he got a little bit more spunk to him via social media than Devin. Devin Haney is dry as hell. And when we always talk about dry athletes, we can compare that shit to the San Antonio Spurs or anybody that ever played for the New England Patriots. People ain't even know Tom Brady had no personality until he got to Tampa Bay. And that thing, when we talk about boxing, it's just you. It ain't no teammates beside. It's just you and this nigga who you boxing. And if none of y'all don't got no personality, it's gonna be hard to sell tickets, dog.
Even when I was looking at the comments, that's how I knew it wasn't in Vegas. But it's like even when it's in Vegas, you still got people from all over the world flying to Vegas just for the fight.
But no, this in New York.
That's what I'm saying. So it's still. But I'm just saying, even in Vegas, if it was in Vegas, it's still it's the more, it factor. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People still going.
New York. I don't think that's attractive.
Even when you go to Vegas,
when
there's
is it?
Stuff to do.
What is it?
It's 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's the 20th.
Hell yeah, that's not attractive.
Even in Vegas, there's other stuff to do.
Yeah, it's more like I said, Vegas is gonna be hot. Yeah, I can get like
pool
parties,
but what you're saying is definitely facts. But I'm also saying even when it's in Vegas, people still going because of who it is. People flying there to go.
Yeah, I want to go to Vegas, whether I'm going to the fight or not. It's still other thing. I'm not gonna say, well, I'm gonna go up to New York because the fight going on.
Yeah, ain't nobody just trying to go there.
I don't know. I kind of disagree because I feel like it's New York. Like, think about how many people just go to Madison Square Garden just because it's Madison Square Garden. When we talking about basketball, that's why you got to think about for how long. I mean, I don't know how. I mean, I know Marcus. Sometimes you don't listen to sports things, but people was getting because I listen to a lot of New York people. They was getting mad because they felt like the Knicks was never going to end up being a good team, which they got a good team now. And that's why people in New York were so surprised even when they made the trade to get OG. They were because they felt like the Knicks people just so many. Tourists come to New York regardless. People come to New York City just because it is. People go to Madison Square Garden because it's already trademarked as the Mecca of basketball. So people kind of felt like that he had no real reason to sit here and spend no money on the team because people, even if they was horrible, people still was gonna come just because it's in the middle of Times Square, whatever the case may be. So people will come to Madison Square Garden regardless. I think for the Barclays Center, of course, it may not have. The Barclays Center don't have that name that Madison Square Garden got, but dog, it's still New York City. New York City still is the biggest. We talking about population wise, it's still the biggest city in America, dog.
But when you say that business wise, if it's a fight in Vegas, I can get more fight parties. You got people performing out here, but who's performing in New York for
parties,
that? Yeah, nobody's coming like you ain't booked. You don't see no shows like, oh yeah, Fab's about to throw a fight party here in. And you
gotta think about it. In New York, they tours is all like. Honest.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like in Vegas, you can get more off. More people gonna be like, "Oh, well, I'm just going to the fight parties out there. I'm gonna go to the you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see the show."
Y'all was saying last time when it was the last fight in out that joint, and y'all was talking about it.
And I think that was a Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, the Super Bowl. Yeah, talking about how people just flew out there just to go because they know what's going on.
Because it's Vegas. Yeah, I do. I mean, I think but
the air factor definitely and they popularity definitely have to do something with ticket sales and you know what I'm saying? Because if you got fans or people that's really into you, they gonna go wherever you at.
Yeah, and I think just and that kind of go back to, but that's what I'm saying. But that kind, but I mean, it's legal. You can smoke in New York now. It's like people in New York. I listen to people complain about it all the time. They're like, they be like New York dog.
But that's what I'm saying. I would rather be in Vegas for that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like New York is not really attractive for a boxing match.
Why they doing it in New York? That's what one of
them. Neither one of them from neither one of them from New York. I think realistically, I guess like we talking about star power. I do think Devin Haney probably just should even go back to kind of having a conversation with his dad where it was like, I think he tried to offer Tank like 30 million, and Tank was like, nigga, I'm worth more than 30 million. And obviously you kind of proving it right now, because like, damn, you can't move no tickets. And that was one of Tank's biggest thing. Like nobody else can sell tickets. So it always gonna have to be on my terms, because I can actually sell tickets and I actually can sell pay-per-view numbers.
But I think that sometimes be a grab too, because they always posting that like, oh, ticket sales not going, and then next thing you know, a week before it sold out.
That could be a play too.
I mean, it can be.
They
but
would do that for a couple. Even like you said about Nicki Minaj, they was doing it about Nicki. Like, oh, she ain't selling out her tour. It's like
people
ain't even started yet.
Tickets still available. Let me go grab them.
Yeah, so I mean, of course, let's get to. We can't do no more dancing around it. I mean, it was the biggest sporting event of the weekend. It been the crazy thing is, for the last couple of weeks, of course, the up and downs and the he says, she says, and whatever the case may be, the discord behind it. Let's just get to the big dog real quick. I gotta play a couple clips.
It's complete. How would you describe this moment?
I mean, I'm lost of words right now. I mean, that's what this team, what we went through. And I've been waiting for this game. I'm not going to even lie to y'all. I've been waiting on this game. I've been waiting for Caitlin Clark, because what she did to me, I mean, it hurt me. I just say, get back.
This was an apology to yourself. What would last year's Raven say to this year's Raven as a champ?
Keep going. Keep believing in yourself. Even when people don't believe in you, nobody knows you better than yourself.
Oh, I guess for people who don't know who that is Raven Johnson. I get my only beef with. I mean, it's hard to have beef with Dawn Staley because she is producing a winning program. But dog, you gotta, like, she almost neutering these girls where they don't have no real personality. Because you can even, I mean, of course, she would say that on national TV, so they bleeped it out. But you know that they have it. Yeah, and she was ready to walk away. My statement was, it was what it was. Nigga, that get back is a motherfucker. People don't know who y'all. I've been talking about fucking YBT Fat on here long enough. So if y'all don't know who that is, go Google that goddamn song. And that was John Morant's first statement, his first game back. So that's my only thing, because you need, when we talking about star power, and I'm glad we even kind of leaned that into. That's the sad thing to me. I felt kind of bad for just everybody on South Carolina, because it's like, none of them have no real. You can see they got personality. They want to show their personality, because even just for her to sit here and had that on top of my head, like when they asked me, and people was of course putting her stats into Joan, and she went 1 for 12 or whatever the case may be. Cool, it don't matter. She strapped that girl to fuck up. Every time you seen that, when you seen that girl checking Caitlin Clark, she was in her defensive stance, hand in her goddamn face. Let's be clear. Caitlin Clark had 18 points in the first quarter. She only ended the game with 30. So that means the whole entire second half, nigga, you can break it down to however you want. Or matter of fact, for the next 3 quarters. She had 18 in the first quarter. She ended the game with 30. So, nigga, let's do the math on that. Like, don't sit here. But again, of course, I had to catch myself, and I understand it. Let me chill. And I had to teach some of the little white boys in the junk, because even it was on this post, and people was trying to like drag her, and was like, they showed the Jonah her from 2023. And then let's be clear. I'm not mad at this girl for having that in the back of her mind, because she said, "No, that shit hurt my feelings." Even in her post game interview outside of that one, because though that was a meme. And the crazy thing is, last year one of my first viral videos on TikTok was saying like, "Damn, how I didn't even know who this girl." I'm not about to say it like we talked about it on here. None of the girls in South Carolina got enough personality for you to actually know who they are. Even the same thing, even I could even speak for Angel. Y'all know I love Angel Wilson. I mean, Wilson. Well, I'm fucking up my names, but y'all know that I love the girl to play for Angel. Angel Wilson. They play for the Las Vegas Aces, but she have realistically, to me, people were just starting to even understand her personality. And I told y'all that was because of the rest of the girls on the team. It wasn't because of her, because all of them, even if you watch Aaliyah Boston and she was on the talking joint, like she was the driest one on that goddamn ESPN joint. Like, of course, and I'm sure they just had her on there because, of course, because she played in South Carolina. So whatever case may be, they, let her talk. She's well spoken, whatever case, but it's too well spoken sometimes. Like the rest of them other three, like even on ESPN, the three women who was doing all the ESPN commentary, they was calling them the new big three. Like they was like, dog, they got their hype up. So they was building up their chemistry and their camaraderie, their little lingo that they was using on set. Their handshake. So everything that they was getting, people were buying into it. It was buying into it. Like they wanted to see them. Like shit, even if you watch any of ESPN programs today or even last night, they was having all three of them on it, or they had 2 of them together on the show or whatever the case may be, and kind of really still allowing them to highlight their personality. Because though I don't care what y'all say, you can be the greatest basketball player, you can be the greatest football player. If you don't have no real personality behind you, it ain't gonna sell no product, bro. Nobody gonna want to sit here and have no NIL. Y'all can sit here and say whatever you want about Angel Reese. That girl pissed with effortless with personality. Her personality is so goddamn big. It's nothing you're gonna be able to do with that. I'm just mad. I looked at the draft stock and she gonna end up playing with Minnesota somewhere. I don't even know who the fuck even play on that Minnesota team, which could be
what's the name play there? Maya Moore.
Yeah, but dog, let's be real when we talking about WNBA. Like that's almost like saying somebody. It's cool for Angel Reese because of course you can be the star power, you can be a big dog on that team immediately because of course realistically, I even thought about, I'm like, damn, the Mystics draft before that they picking. I forgot who the.
They probably don't need.
No, they definitely don't need her because they got the big white girl to play for the Mystics already, and they got the girl that's from here. She from PG County, the light skinned girl. I can't remember her name. She got the curly blonde bush. But and she got kind of injured towards the end. So I get it. Of course, realistically, they don't realistically need her right now. And I mean, that is one of the sad things about the WNBA, just because they don't have enough spots and they don't have enough teams. But real quick, while we just even talking about that, just shout out to Don Staley, because and again talking about just maybe 2 years ago when they won the national championship. What was that, in 2022? And I remember we talking about her outfit or whatever the case may be. No, that jacket she had on last night was $5,300. I wouldn't wear it. That fucking shiny ass moon jacket, but that shit was $5,300.
Yeah.
And she had like some Supreme like low cut Jordans on or something with the junk like I think it was like I want to say it looked like it was a Supreme Louis Clab or whatever type of shoe she had on. I do want to play her jump because I do, and I was happy that ABC didn't, or what was the game? Was on ABC? They didn't blur her out when she was kind of like she was really getting into her. She kind of really was getting her religious bag.
She been doing it all week though.
Oh man, that lady tried to do her dirty too with the transgender conversation. I like Plies' little situation he did.
You're one of the toughest to ever come out of Philly. We don't see these tears from you often. Why tonight? We serve an unbelievable God. We serve uncommon favor. Uncommon favor. Unbelievable. So good. So
good. Obviously you got to kind of, some of them jokes you got to kind of
weird way
to really get into them, but I do want to play Plies. One thing I can say about Plies, between Plies and Charlamagne, those are two people, and we talking about like actual like famous people who are hardcore South Carolina fans. Plies, I don't know who a bigger fan if it's between Plies and Charlamagne. We talking about like actual real life celebrities who are diehard. So I'm not screwed the women's basketball and bouncing around like I do with teams and different players. Nigga, they are real live South Carolina fans. And like his
Eastern Standard Time. Sunday, April the 7th, 1:17 Eastern Standard Time. I'm in Florida right now. Hear that right now. Sunday, April the 7th, 1:17 p.m. I want to dive in my car real quick and record this video before this South Carolina Iowa game even starts. I said, I'm going to pre-record it, and I'm going to post this video the minute the clock strikes 0 of that game. And I don't care who don't like it, who like it, but I'm going to post this video to show y'all how me and God communicate. Yeah, me and God. But the last couple of days, I said, boy, God is going to show me a sign. He going to send me something. He going to show me something to let me know before this game even gets started if South Carolina going to win this game or not. And yesterday, I was standing in my kitchen when the story broke about the reporter who came and asked Coach Staley what they asked her and the fake outrage some people seem to have about the response that she gave. I said, bingo. Bingo. This is the sign that I've been looking for. What's the little square thing in your kitchen? The island, whatever they call it. I don't know what they call it. But boy, if I ask somebody at my house to see how I run around there. And yes, that's all I got there. Yes. And I'm going to tell you why I reacted the way that I did. I said, because I know how God works. Before God bless you, he going to take you through something every time because he's just testing your faith. He just want to see if you're going to hold the line. And for the last 24 hours, all I've been saying, well, Coach, all you got to do is hold the line, baby. All you got to do. And I know at 1:18 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Coach Staley going to hold that line. Coach Staley going to hold that line. I know too. I know she going to hold it. So when I post this video, the minute that clock strikes 0, she going to be a 3-time national champion. Watch what I tell you. And so I don't care about if you're on the left or the right or in the middle, how you felt about the response that she gave. Because the devil got what he wanted. The devil sent the promoter, the reporter. But God gonna get what he want too. Cause Coach Staley gonna hold that line. I always tell you, the only opinions people like is the ones that they agree with. Coach, congratulations on being a 3-time national champion. I knew you was gonna hold that. 1:17 Eastern Standard Time, Sunday.
So for people who don't know what happened or what they were talking about, it was a news report, and Lo sent it to me. It was a news reporter asking her basically what did she feel, and this is crazy to ask somebody like
about transgender.
Yeah, about transgender players. I was like, damn, why would you ask somebody that in the middle you wanted, like, again, when we talk about clickbait, algorithm and stuff that people want. Like I said, that's gonna be the last clip I play, and then we can get into the game and actual stuff, and even talk about the UConn game as well. It was just, oh my God, dog.
Coach Staley reacts to transgender women playing in women's college basketball.
Biological males in women's sports. I was wondering if you would tell me your position on that issue.
Like, why ask that question, though? This is the Final Four, dog.
Damn, you got deep on me, then.
And you know this woman is a super religious woman.
I'm under the opinion of if you're a woman, you should play. If you consider yourself a woman and you want to play sports or vice versa, you should be able to play. That's my opinion. You want me to go deeper?
No diddy.
Do you think transgender women should be able to participate?
That's your question. You want me to
basketball?
ask? I mean, you want to ask? So I'll give you that.
Why
Yes.
you want me to ask that question?
Yes. So now the barnstorm of people are going to flood my timeline and be a distraction to me on one of the biggest days of our game. And I'm okay with that. I really am.
So again, like I said, shout outs to South Carolina, though. An undefeated season. And of course, CNN caught some backlash because, and y'all know me. I tell y'all this a million times. I ain't the super smartest, can't spell, can't read. I'm not the greatest when it comes to that. So sometimes when I'm looking for headlines and looking for certain things to post, I gotta go get somebody else's headline, and I can talk however I want. I'm going my thoughts is gonna be my thoughts, but sometimes I just need let me see a headline. And I was looking, and I was just like, damn, why everybody gotta add Caitlin Clark into the joint? But let's be clear, I understand clickbait. I understand when we talk about Wale with the Asian doll thing earlier. I understand some names when they hit the algorithm, it's going to do something completely different. And I see it. One of the best algorithms, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, Twitter. If you tweet one thing about somebody, I swear to God, you have to tweet about 5 different things to change your algorithm back to whatever you like. But if you liking stuff and you tweeting and you engaging with certain things, they gonna keep feeding you all the information that you want to see or you don't want to see. So what's going to happen? So I kind of understood what CNN was trying to do, but to me it was just a slap in the face. Like, dog, for the picture, they literally just won the game, and you sit here have South Carolina undefeated season, and you had a picture of Caitlin Clark was ridiculous. It was crazy as hell. But I understand it because I understand clickbait culture. I understand people gonna go with the familiar face, and I understand that she is the bigger story because realistically, we talked about it before. Nobody on South Carolina has no real big personality. Do they got better basketball players? We talking about complete basketball players? Absolutely. But do they have players with bigger personalities? Hell no. I'm sure everybody, and of course, I was on I'm on Threads and I'm on Twitter during the game, and I'm watching what's the young lady name? Number 12. To me, people say she reminded me of Kyrie. To me, she reminded me of John Morant. She just can't dunk like that. And let's be clear before all the people who watch super highlights. Yes, it is a video of her dunking. What her name is, I believe it's Malika Wiley. I believe that's how you pronounce her name. But her name is number 12. She played for South Carolina. As soon as she came in the game off the bench, you literally felt and people like, damn, why did you take her out? And I don't know. You can't, again, why you can't question Don Staley's method of coaching. Though she out of the last 3 seasons, she done won 109 games and only lost 3. And one of them was last year to Iowa. So again, when they talk about that revenge tour and that get back, but Camila Cardoso, y'all know I talked about her when they played at LSU, like how she broke my heart. Nigga, she turned Angel Reese into a goddamn church, like that battle. And I just like her. And you can tell, like, again, when I'm talking about when you watching people demeanor on the court, you can tell that they got some personality, but I can tell that Don Staley got that goddamn like Bill Belichick, Popovich type of discipline in that locker room, because you see they really don't show it. Like you could tell, like her, if you go back and watch or just even go on YouTube or any social media platforms and look at Camila Cardozo, her highlights, like that, her little smiles and little smirks that she give people when she get the little blocks or whatever the case may be. Like you see her run back and it's just like her little, she got her signature heads, like the red burgundy type of blend she got going on, and you could just see it on her face where she had that swag. You could tell she got that swag and that dog in her, and it clear as day. If you watch the games, you can see it. Like, nigga, when she on the court, it's a huge difference, like how she clog up the lane, and you kind of got to think twice about driving on the lane on her. So like I said, man, shout out to South Carolina. That, of course, for everybody, for somebody like me, I lost a lot of bread betting with, going up against Caitlin Clark, all betting with my heart. And then I was like, and again, real quick, I love when the team that you really want to win and they go down by 10. Same way I told you I did it during the Super Bowl when the Chiefs went down by 10. Because when they go down by 10, now the odds completely changed, because of course I told y'all about like South. It was literally all season, like they had South Carolina versus the field or whatever, who would win the championship. So you couldn't get no real good bets unless you did like the bet I took. My original bet was South Carolina over 160. And I was like, damn, was it Marcus? I was doing that math. I'm like, damn, I need 2 more points. Like, whatever the case may be, I don't care who get it. I need 2 more points. So they end up, the final score was 162. So I did win my money on that one. But then again, I got a better bet when they was down by 10. I'm like, oh shit, let me hurry up and log into my FanDuel, Joe. They down by 10. Let me hurry up and place another bet, because I watched the odds completely switch. Because now, of course, you know, they couldn't wait to sit here and give a favor to Caitlin Clark and them. And if you did watch the UConn game, I'm sure everybody that the call from the ref was heard around the world. Everybody from sports media, Twitter, whatever the case may be, every fan that was watching the game was addressing how they felt like at the end of the game, UConn got the refs robbed UConn for the game, because you wanted to see. I mean, realistically, of course, for better TV ratings, let's keep it a buck. Everybody wanted to see Iowa versus South Carolina. The UConn jump wouldn't have hit as hard. So I ain't mad at him, but it was like, damn, when you watching the game and you actually see, especially for somebody who gamble on games, you're like, damn, look how easy they'll let that shit go on the other favor. And you seen it. If you watch that UConn game, you seen it. And shout outs to the young lady. Her name is Hannah Stokely, number 45, that played for Iowa. Tall, light-skinned girl, got to rock the afro. She rocked the afro bush like Lady of Rage. What is it? What's the Lady of Rage? Rock and stuff with the afro puffs. Yeah, she got the afro puffs. That UConn game, people, and that's why, again, my only beef with I understand the headline, but if you actually watch that UConn game, nigga, Caitlin Clark wet the bed. I was like, damn, Caitlin Clark, why you ain't play like this when y'all play LSU? Nigga, she came out the gate 0 for 6 from the 3-point line. That Hannah Stokely, nigga, she carried that UConn game, because the 3 best players on that court, the 2 people that people came to see, you came to see Caitlin Clark versus Paige, both of them wet the bed and shitted horribly. UConn versus Iowa. Paige did not show up. She wanted to get her, and me and Marcus talked about this for the last couple of weeks. The person who needed to show up the most was Paige. That Iowa game, she wet the bed. She didn't show up. And the 3 best players was the 2 black girls for UConn. I think one of them is, I think she entered the draft. I think I want to say is the center. She had like the yellow braids in her hair, and she showed up like crazy. I think her last name is Edwards. Her first name may be Aaliyah Edwards. I think her name is Aaliyah Edwards. I can't remember off the top of my head, but her jersey number, I believe, was number 3 for UConn. She showed up huge, and number 45 for Iowa, nigga. She had like 27 and something crazy. But of course, like I said, I understand how the media gotta push the bigger headline. So of course, people kind of just went and didn't even give that girl no credit. And I did like the fact that Angel Reese was kind of even showing her love, and a lot of other people on social media who talk about, especially women's basketball, a lot of people were showing her love. She didn't have as a good game against South Carolina, because of course, like I said, Camila Cardozo, nigga, she's 6'8". It ain't too many people that's gonna have a great game against her. You just can't. Like, nigga, she's a woman, 6'8". It ain't too much. What can you really do against her realistically? It ain't too much you can do. But again, like I said, shout outs to South Carolina. Shout outs to Dawn Staley. That was a huge win. I won all my money. Every dollar that I lost doing March Madness, I won that shit back betting with South Carolina yesterday. So I was happy as hell. Again, and like I said, of course, I had my jokes and my hate towards Caitlin Clark, but nigga, she moved numbers. She do numbers. You can't argue against the numbers. Having damn near 19 million people watch a women's basketball game. The men's game going on right now. We ain't talking about it. We ain't got the shit on. No, who gives a? Nobody don't care. But the biggest story that Purdue had all week was Gilbert Arenas shading the center for Purdue, saying that he will be a waste of a lottery pick because who he realistically, I don't know. I feel like you cannot teach size. Somebody 7'4", you could figure it out. Like, he ain't no bum. But I mean,
you ain't gonna waste a pick on him though. You'll waste a pick on Bronny before you waste a pick on him.
Damn.
Simple as that. Because who you
see, but that's because that ain't fair though. Because Bronny coming with a package deal,
right? But still, I will waste a pick on Bronny than waste it on him.
I mean, if we're talking business, of course, I'm with you. I can't. There's no way in hell I can argue.
But I
that.
feel like, but even his sizing is not a significant deal in the NBA right now.
Only reason why I would disagree with that is shit. Look at the last time somebody actually beat the Nuggets was the Lakers, and that was when they had Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee.
Yeah, but all right, but still, you don't need one. You don't need one.
You need one if you can't shoot. If you can't shoot the goddamn level of the ball.
But that's what I'm saying. So what team really needs a big to clog up the middle? Nobody. Ain't nobody want that.
If you want to be Denver, you need it.
Yeah, but ain't nobody. Like I said, you'll draft Bronny before you draft him.
Like I said, I can't argue with that, but just because it's a package deal. So you get Bronny with a package deal. Again, that's my whim. That's the sports take. And I guess real quick before we get out of sports, shout out to Stephon Diggs. We ain't talk about that. That's why sometimes I be like, damn, it be so much shit that happened. If you kind of don't remember, you will forget it. For people who don't know, Stephon Diggs literally got out of Buffalo for literally absolutely Nathaniel.
Stupidest shit I ever seen.
They literally let him go to the Houston Texans, and the Houston Texans is definitely going to be like, damn, the AFC going to be tough, dog. The AFC, the Houston already made the playoffs last year, but now you're talking about adding Stephon Diggs and what was the running back that played for Cincinnati? Was Joe Mixon? Joe Mixon, yeah. So you added both of them to the Texans that already made the playoffs, and they're gonna get their wide receiver who got injured last year back. Yeah, the Texans gonna be tough, though. I can't believe. I can't say I can't believe Buffalo traded Stephon Diggs because, of course, if you've been watching enough Buffalo games, or if you even seen the highlights of Stephon Diggs damn near blowing up on Josh Allen the whole entire season, even going back from the tweets when his brother was like, get 14 out of there, this and the third. So you kind of, the writing was on the wall, but for them to get rid of him for nothing. You got to think about it. If the Houston Texans is going to be a playoff team, you're talking about a 25 pick and a 26 pick. 2025 and a 2026, and they low draft picks. They're not even first round draft picks. They like the third or whatever.
No, that's what they get.
That's what you mean? That's what the Texans getting?
Mm-hmm. They're getting him and 2 picks. So they only getting the next year pick.
Yeah, see, that's crazy though.
Yeah, they only get, and that's the sad part. You traded you pretty much traded Justin Jefferson to Minnesota for Stephon Diggs. Because that was the draft pick.
Draft pick that got me. Yeah. So, but I guess realistically, 2 people who gonna be on the clock this year because of that. Of course, if we talking about out of the 3 people who gonna have the most pressure on them, of course it will. CJ to me will be number 3, but number 2 is going to be Josh Allen going to be number 1, and Stephon Diggs going to be number 2. Stephon Diggs going to have to show up when he played with the Texans, and he going to have to be able to leave all the drama shit. He not going to be able to, whatever he pulled with when he was pulling with Josh Allen, he not going to be able to pull with CJ Stroud because CJ Stroud is like the darling for sports media right now. Everybody loves CJ, and you're not going to be able to pull that, throwing the helmet and catching a hissy fit because one, you're going to be a free agent next year. So Stephon Diggs will have to show up and put up numbers, and he will have to be on his best behavior if you're going to want somebody else to pay you. And then Josh Allen now is like, all right, you done lost both of you done lost your number 1 and your number 2 receiver. You're going to have to prove, are you really who you people saying you are, or was you just blessed with a superstar wide receiver? So we're going to see. Like I said, Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen, both of them will be on the clock this season. We're going to figure out what's going on. But again, that's our sports takes. I know some of the women right now, they probably lost their mind, but I do know a lot. Shout out to